Welcome to our podcast. Today, we're discussing something that's crucial in everyday conversations: how to apologize and express gratitude in English. We'll share common phrases, real-life examples, and tips to make your apologies and thanks feel genuine. These skills are important in both personal and professional situations. Let's get started with the basics of saying "I'm sorry" and "thank you."
Exactly, Jennifer. Apologizing and expressing thanks are vital communication skills. They help build trust and maintain relationships. In this episode, we'll cover common phrases, different contexts for their use, and even share some stories from our lives. So, whether you're learning English or looking to improve your communication, you're in the right place.
Let's start with the basics of apologizing. A simple "I'm sorry" is often enough. However, you can also say "I apologize for my mistake" or "I regret my actions." These variations show that you take responsibility for your actions. It's essential to choose the right phrase for the situation to ensure your apology feels sincere.
Absolutely. For example, if you accidentally interrupt someone, saying "I'm sorry for interrupting" acknowledges the mistake directly. The more specific you are, the more genuine it sounds. Using phrases like "I should have been more careful" can help reinforce your sincerity. This way, the person feels you truly understand their feelings.
Context matters when you apologize. For instance, a casual "I'm sorry" works among friends, but in a formal setting, you might say, "I sincerely apologize for the oversight." Understanding the setting helps you choose the right words, which can lead to a more effective apology.
Exactly. In the workplace, it's essential to maintain professionalism. For example, if you miss a deadline, you could say, "I apologize for not meeting the deadline and appreciate your understanding." This shows respect for the other person's time and emphasizes accountability.
A great way to enhance your apology is by acknowledging the other person's feelings. Instead of just saying "I'm sorry," you can add, "I understand that my actions upset you." This shows empathy and validates their feelings, making your apology more impactful.
Exactly. I remember when I let a friend down by canceling plans. I said, "I'm really sorry for canceling last minute. I understand you were looking forward to it." This acknowledgement helped my friend feel heard and appreciated, which smoothed over the situation.
Adding emotional language can make your apology more sincere. Instead of just "I'm sorry," try saying, "I truly regret my actions." Phrases like "I feel terrible about this" convey genuine remorse, which helps the other person see that you care about their feelings.
Yes, Jennifer, I once forgot a colleague's birthday, and instead of a quick "sorry," I said, "I feel awful for forgetting your special day." This emotional touch showed my sincerity, and it helped us move past the mistake quickly.
While sincerity is key, over-apologizing can come off as insecure. For instance, if you bump into someone, saying "excuse me" is often better than "I'm so sorry." Use apologies only when necessary to keep your confidence intact.
Right. I used to over-apologize for every little thing, which made me seem less assertive. Now, I try to express appreciation instead, like saying, "Thank you for your understanding" when I'm late. This approach sounds positive without unnecessary apologies.
Let's shift gears and talk about expressing gratitude. While "thank you" works, adding enthusiasm can enhance your message. Phrases like "thank you so much" or "I really appreciate it" convey deeper gratitude and show the other person you value their effort.
Exactly. I once had a colleague help me finish a project, and instead of just saying thanks, I said, "Thank you so much. I couldn't have done this without you." This enthusiasm made my gratitude feel genuine and reinforced our positive working relationship.
In professional settings, it's essential to express thanks respectfully. Instead of casual thanks, try phrases like "I appreciate your assistance" or "thank you for your support." These alternatives maintain professionalism while conveying your gratitude.
Absolutely. I remember thanking a manager for their guidance on a project. I said, "I truly appreciate your support." It made a significant difference. This formal expression of thanks showed respect and left a positive impression.
Misunderstandings can happen, and in those cases, it's important to address them calmly. You can say, "I'm sorry for the misunderstanding," or "I apologize if there was any confusion." This clarifies the situation without escalating tensions.
Exactly. In a meeting, I misunderstood a colleague's instructions. Instead of getting defensive, I said, "I apologize for the misunderstanding. Let me clarify my actions." This approach helped us move forward positively and reinforced our teamwork.
Sometimes you might need to apologize even when it's not your fault. Phrases like "I'm sorry for the inconvenience" or "I apologize for any trouble this may have caused" show empathy and maintain good relationships without taking all the blame.
Right. In customer service, I often say, "I'm sorry for the inconvenience" when issues arise. This approach acknowledges the problem without blaming myself and helps keep the conversation constructive.
Now, let's talk about expressing thanks in everyday situations. Simple phrases like "thanks for your help" or "I appreciate your time" can go a long way in showing gratitude, especially in casual conversations.
Absolutely. I often thank my barista with a thanks for making my coffee just right. It's a small gesture, but it brightens their day and encourages positive interactions. Remember, every bit of gratitude counts.
Expressing gratitude through texts and emails is also important. Phrases like "thank you for your prompt response" or "I appreciate your help with this matter" are great for maintaining professionalism in written communication.
Definitely. I always try to include a thank you in my emails. After receiving help from a colleague, I might write, "Thank you for your support. I couldn't have completed this without you." It's a simple way to reinforce collaboration.
Different cultures have different norms around apologies. In some cultures, saying "I'm sorry" might be more common, while in others, it's less frequent. Understanding these differences can help you navigate conversations more smoothly.
Exactly. When I traveled abroad, I noticed in some cultures, people apologize more often as a sign of politeness. Recognizing these cultural nuances can enhance your communication and help avoid misunderstandings.
Nonverbal cues also play a significant role in how your apology or thanks is received. A sincere tone, eye contact, and appropriate body language can strengthen your message and show genuine feelings.
Absolutely. When I apologize, I try to maintain eye contact and use a sincere tone to emphasize my words. This body language reinforces my sincerity and helps the other person feel valued and respected.
Follow-up is also essential after an apology. A simple message like "thanks again for your understanding" can reinforce your sincerity and show that you're committed to making things right.
Yes, after resolving an issue with a client, I often send a follow-up email thanking them for their patience. It shows that I value their time and fosters a stronger professional relationship moving forward.
When apologizing to friends or family, it's important to be authentic. Phrases like "I'm really sorry for hurting your feelings" can go a long way in mending relationships and showing that you care.
Absolutely. I once upset a close friend, and instead of a quick apology, I said, "I'm genuinely sorry for what I did. It wasn't my intention to hurt you." This deeper acknowledgement helped repair our friendship.
Delays happen, and when they do, it's important to apologize and acknowledge the inconvenience. You can say, "I'm sorry for the delay" or "I apologize for keeping you waiting." This shows that you respect the other person's time and are aware of the impact the delay may have caused.
Exactly. A simple apology like "I appreciate your patience despite the delay" can go a long way in maintaining positive relationships. Acknowledging the inconvenience helps smooth over any frustration and keeps communication respectful.
In formal settings, it's crucial to express gratitude politely and respectfully. Instead of a casual thanks, you might say, "Thank you for your time and consideration," or "I truly appreciate your assistance with this matter." These phrases sound more professional and appropriate in formal interactions.
Absolutely, Jennifer. I often use formal phrases in emails, like "I sincerely appreciate your help on this project." It not only shows respect, but it also leaves a lasting positive impression, especially in business communications.
Mistakes happen in the workplace, but how you handle them can make a difference. Instead of just saying sorry, you can add, "I take full responsibility for the mistake, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again." This shows accountability and reassures the other person that you're taking steps to correct it.
Exactly. Owning up to mistakes is crucial. For instance, if you miss a deadline, saying, "I apologize for not meeting the deadline, and I'll take extra care in the future," demonstrates responsibility and helps maintain trust with colleagues.
Sometimes we unintentionally offend someone, and a well-phrased apology can help resolve the situation. You can say, "I'm sorry if my words or actions upset you. It wasn't my intention." This acknowledges the impact without being defensive and helps clear up any misunderstandings.
Yes, I once made an offhand comment that upset a colleague, and I said, "I apologize if I offended you. That wasn't my intention." This simple acknowledgement helped smooth things over quickly and allowed us to move forward positively.
When someone offers you advice, it's always good to show your gratitude. A simple "thank you for your advice" works, but you can also add, "I really appreciate your guidance. It's been helpful." This shows that you value their input and creates a positive connection with the person.
Exactly, Jennifer. I always make a point to thank mentors and colleagues who offer advice. Phrases like, "Thank you for your valuable insight," show that you not only listened, but that you truly appreciate their help in making better decisions.
Breaking a promise, even unintentionally, can damage trust, so it's important to apologize sincerely. You can say, "I'm really sorry I couldn't keep my promise. I'll do my best to make it up to you." This not only shows remorse, but also a willingness to fix the situation.
Yes, Jennifer, I once promised a friend I'd help them move, but I had to cancel last minute. I apologized by saying, "I'm truly sorry for letting you down. I'll make it up to you." Taking ownership of the broken promise helped rebuild the trust between us.
Time is valuable, so when someone gives you theirs, it's polite to thank them. Whether in meetings, conversations, or casual interactions, you can say, "Thank you for your time," or "I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me." This shows respect and consideration for the other person's effort.
Definitely. I often thank people in business settings with phrases like, "I really appreciate your time today." It's a simple but effective way to show that you value their time, especially when they've gone out of their way to help or support you.
Miscommunication is common, and it's always good to apologize and clear things up. You can say, "I'm sorry for any confusion," or "I apologize if my message wasn't clear." This helps resolve the misunderstanding and ensures that everyone is on the same page moving forward.
Exactly. In a team setting, I once gave unclear instructions, and I said, "I apologize for the miscommunication. Let me clarify what I meant." This not only corrected the issue, but also prevented further confusion, making the team more efficient.
Sometimes people are understanding in difficult situations, and it's important to thank them for their patience. You can say, "Thank you for being so understanding," or "I appreciate your patience with this." This shows that you recognize and value their empathy and support.
Yes, I had a delay in delivering a project, and my client was very understanding. I said, "Thank you so much for your patience. I really appreciate it." Acknowledging their understanding helped maintain a positive and cooperative relationship.
If you leave a task incomplete, a proper apology can help repair any inconvenience caused. You can say, "I'm sorry I couldn't finish the task on time. I'll make sure it's completed as soon as possible." This not only shows accountability, but also reassures the person that you're committed to fixing the issue.
Definitely. I've had instances where I couldn't complete a task as planned, and I apologized by saying, "I apologize for the delay. I'll prioritize this and get it done as soon as I can." This reassures the other person and shows your dedication to resolving the problem quickly.
When someone goes out of their way to recommend something, whether it's a book, a restaurant, or even a career opportunity, it's polite to show your gratitude. You can say, "Thank you for the recommendation. I'll definitely check it out," or "I really appreciate you thinking of me and recommending this." It shows that you value their input and are open to their suggestions.
Yes, Jennifer, I always make it a point to thank people for their recommendations. For example, if someone recommends me for a job, I'd say, "I'm really grateful for your recommendation. It means a lot to me. It helps to maintain goodwill and encourages people to continue supporting you in the future."
Sometimes we overpromise, meaning we commit to more than we can deliver. When this happens, it's important to apologize sincerely. You can say, "I'm really sorry. I overcommitted, and I wasn't able to meet my promise." This shows that you recognize your mistake and are willing to make adjustments in the future.
Absolutely. I've found myself in situations where I promised too much. A good apology might sound like, "I apologize for overpromising. I'll be more mindful of my commitments next time." This shows responsibility and helps manage expectations moving forward.
Support from friends, family, or colleagues is invaluable, and it's important to acknowledge it. Phrases like, "Thank you for your constant support," or "I couldn't have done this without you," can go a long way in expressing your appreciation. It lets the other person know how much their help has meant to you.
Definitely. I always make it a point to thank people for their support, especially in challenging situations. I might say, "Your support means the world to me. Thank you for always being there." It's a simple yet powerful way to strengthen personal and professional bonds.
We all forget things from time to time, but it's important to apologize when it happens. You can say, "I'm sorry. I completely forgot about that," or "I apologize for not remembering. It slipped my mind." A sincere apology can help smooth things over and prevent any hard feelings.
Exactly. Forgetting something, especially if it's important, can cause issues, but a quick apology can help. I usually say, "I'm sorry for the oversight. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again." This shows that you take responsibility and will try to avoid the same mistake in the future.
When someone gives you a gift, no matter the size, it's polite to thank them. You can say, "Thank you so much for this thoughtful gift," or "I really appreciate you thinking of me." It's a simple way to show that you value the gesture, not just the gift itself.
Absolutely. Jennifer, even if the gift is something small, showing gratitude is key. I usually say something like, "This is so thoughtful. Thank you for the lovely gift." It lets the giver know that their kindness didn't go unnoticed and that you genuinely appreciate it.
Sometimes we unintentionally overstep someone's boundaries, and it's crucial to apologize if that happens. You can say, "I'm sorry if I overstepped. That wasn't my intention," or "I apologize if I made you uncomfortable." This shows respect for the other person's boundaries and acknowledges that you're willing to make amends.
Yes, Jennifer, I've had situations where I unintentionally crossed someone's personal or professional boundaries. A sincere apology like, "I didn't mean to overstep. I'm really sorry if I did," can help resolve any tension and make sure you're on the same page going forward.
If someone covers for you, whether at work or in personal situations, it's important to express your gratitude. You can say, "Thank you for covering for me. I really appreciate it," or "I owe you one. Thanks for stepping in." It's a nice way to acknowledge their effort and show that you value their help.
Exactly, Jennifer. I've had colleagues cover for me when I couldn't make a meeting, and I made sure to say, "Thank you so much for filling in. I really appreciate it." Acknowledging their help strengthens professional relationships and encourages mutual support in the future.
When you don't follow through on something you promised, it's important to apologize. You can say, "I'm really sorry I didn't follow through. I'll make sure to get it done as soon as possible." This shows that you're aware of the commitment you made and are taking responsibility for not meeting it.
Absolutely. In situations where I've dropped the ball, I'll say, "I apologize for not following through on my promise. I'll fix it as soon as possible." This shows accountability and helps rebuild trust, especially in work settings where reliability is key.
When someone is patient or understanding, especially during tough times, it's important to acknowledge that. You can say, "Thank you for your understanding during this situation," or "I really appreciate your patience." This shows that you value their empathy and willingness to support you.
That's so true, Jennifer. Whenever I've been late with a project or going through something personal, I always make sure to thank the person for being understanding. I usually say, "Thanks for being so understanding. It means a lot to me." It helps maintain good relationships, whether in work or personal life.
Misunderstandings can happen easily, but the key is to clear them up with an apology. You might say, "I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. Let me explain what I meant." This can help defuse the situation and clarify your intentions moving forward.
Yes, misunderstandings can escalate if not addressed. I often say, "I apologize for the confusion. That wasn't my intention." It shows that you're willing to take responsibility and correct the situation, which helps avoid any lingering negative feelings.
When someone takes the time to listen to you, especially during challenging times, it's important to thank them. You can say, "Thank you for listening. I really needed that," or "I appreciate you taking the time to hear me out." This shows that you value their support and their willingness to listen.
I've been in situations where just having someone listen made a huge difference. I'll say, "Thanks for being such a good listener. I really appreciate it." It's a simple but effective way to let the other person know that their time and attention didn't go unnoticed.
We've all been late at some point, and when that happens, a sincere apology is necessary. You can say, "I'm really sorry for being late. I didn't mean to keep you waiting." It shows that you respect the other person's time and that you acknowledge the inconvenience caused.
I've had times when I've been stuck in traffic or missed an appointment. I usually say, "I apologize for being late. It won't happen again." It's important to recognize the impact your lateness may have on someone else and assure them it won't become a habit.
When someone does more than what's expected, it's important to show your gratitude. You can say, "Thank you for going above and beyond. I really appreciate your effort." This acknowledges the extra work they've done and shows that you don't take it for granted.
That's a great point, Jennifer. In my experience, when someone goes the extra mile for me, I always make sure to say, "I truly appreciate you going above and beyond for this." It's a powerful way to show recognition and encourage future acts of kindness or extra effort.
Giving incorrect information can cause confusion or delays, and it's important to apologize for it. You can say, "I'm really sorry for giving you the wrong information. Here's the correct detail." This shows that you've recognized your mistake and are making an effort to correct it.
I've been in situations where I've accidentally provided the wrong details. I'd say, "I apologize for the incorrect information. Here's the right info." It's important to own up to the mistake quickly and provide a solution so that things can move forward smoothly.
Feedback, whether positive or constructive, helps us grow, so it's important to thank people who offer it. You can say, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll definitely take it into consideration," or "I really appreciate your insights." It shows that you're open to learning and improving based on what they've shared.
Absolutely. Whenever I receive feedback, even if it's something I didn't expect, I make sure to acknowledge it by saying, "Thanks for your feedback. I'll use it to make things better." It helps create a positive environment where people feel comfortable sharing their thoughts.
Changing plans at the last minute can inconvenience others, so it's important to apologize. You can say, "I'm really sorry for the last-minute change. I hope it's not too much of an inconvenience." This shows that you recognize the disruption and are mindful of their time.
I've had to change plans last minute a few times, and I usually say, "I apologize for the sudden change. I appreciate your understanding." It helps soften the impact of the unexpected adjustment and shows that you're aware of the trouble it might have caused.
Time is valuable, and when someone gives you theirs, it's important to thank them. You can say, "Thank you for your time. "I really appreciate it," or "I value the time you took to meet with me." This shows that you don't take their time for granted and that you respect the effort they made.
Yes, Jennifer, that's something I always try to do, especially in professional settings. I often say, "Thanks for taking the time to meet with me." It means a lot, whether it's a job interview, a meeting, or even a friendly catch-up. Thanking someone for their time helps maintain positive relationships.
Forgetting something important can happen to anyone, but acknowledging it with an apology is crucial. You can say, "I'm really sorry I forgot about this. It completely slipped my mind." This shows that you take responsibility for the mistake and that it wasn't intentional.
I've been there too, Jennifer. When I forget something important, I usually say, "I apologize for forgetting. It won't happen again." It's important to not only apologize, but also assure the other person that you'll be more mindful moving forward to avoid repeating the mistake.
Patience is a valuable quality, and when someone shows it, especially during a difficult situation, it's important to thank them. You can say, "Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it." This acknowledges that you understand the effort it took for them to remain calm and understanding.
I've had moments where someone's patience really made things easier for me, and I always say, "Thanks so much for your patience." It means a lot. It shows that you value their time and the calmness they maintained, even if things weren't going as planned.
When you're distracted during a conversation or task, it can come across as disrespectful, so it's important to apologize. You can say, "I'm sorry for being distracted earlier. I should have been more focused." This acknowledges the mistake and shows your intent to be more attentive.
That's a good point, Jennifer. I've caught myself being distracted during important moments, and I'll say, "I apologize for not giving you my full attention. I'm focused now." It helps repair any tension that might have come up due to your lack of focus and reestablishes your commitment to the conversation.
Whether it's a small favor or a major act of assistance, thanking someone for their help is essential. You can say, "Thank you for your help. I couldn't have done it without you, or I really appreciate your assistance with this." This shows that you recognize the effort they put in to support you.
I always make sure to thank anyone who helps me, even if it's something small. I'll say, "Thanks a lot for your help. I truly appreciate it." It reinforces the idea that their contribution mattered and that you're grateful for it, no matter how big or small the task.
Sometimes we react too strongly in certain situations, and it's important to apologize when that happens. You can say, "I'm sorry for overreacting. I shouldn't have responded that way." This shows that you recognize your reaction was out of line and that you're willing to make amends. I've had moments where I realized I was too harsh in my response, and I'd say, "I apologize for overreacting. I'll handle things differently next time." It helps to own up to it quickly and promise a more balanced reaction in the future to keep the relationship on good terms. When someone keeps their word, it's a good idea to acknowledge it. You can say, "Thank you for keeping your promise. It really means a lot to me." It shows that you value their reliability and the trust you can place in them.
Yes, I make sure to thank people when they follow through on their commitments. I'd say, "Thanks for sticking to your word. I appreciate it." It's a way of reinforcing that their integrity is noticed and appreciated, and it strengthens your trust in them.
Sometimes we fail to communicate as well as we should, and that can lead to problems. When that happens, it's important to say, "I'm sorry for not communicating clearly. I'll make sure to be better about that in the future." This shows that you recognize the issue and are willing to improve.
That's a common issue, especially in professional settings. I've had to apologize for not keeping someone updated, and I'd say, "I apologize for the lack of communication. I'll make sure you're kept in the loop from now on." It's about taking responsibility and ensuring the same mistake doesn't happen again.
Trust is a big deal, and when someone places their trust in you, it's important to show gratitude. You can say, "Thank you for trusting me with this. I won't let you down." This reassures them that their trust was well placed and that you're committed to fulfilling your responsibilities.
I agree, Jennifer. Whenever someone entrusts me with something important, I always say, "Thanks for trusting me with this. I'll do my best." It's a simple but powerful way to show that you recognize the weight of their trust and are ready to live up to it.
Interrupting someone during a conversation can be seen as rude, so it's important to quickly apologize. You can say, "I'm sorry for interrupting. Please continue." This shows respect for the other person's words and indicates that you didn't mean to cut them off.
I've had moments where I accidentally interrupted someone too, and I'll say, "I apologize for interrupting. Go ahead with what you were saying." It's a polite way to acknowledge the interruption and to give the floor back to the other person, ensuring they feel heard.
When someone encourages you, it can have a positive impact on your confidence. A simple "thank you for your encouragement. It really helped me keep going" can go a long way in showing appreciation for their support.
I've been fortunate enough to have people who encourage me when I need it most. I usually say, "Thanks for your support and encouragement. It made a big difference." It's important to let them know that their words really helped you stay motivated and focused.
There are times when we're distracted and don't listen as closely as we should. In these cases, you can say, "I'm sorry, I wasn't listening carefully. Can you repeat that?" This shows that you're aware of the mistake and want to correct it by giving them your full attention.
I've had moments like that too. I usually apologize by saying, "I apologize for not listening closely. Could you please say that again?" It's a great way to reset the conversation and show that you value what they have to say, despite the initial lapse in attention.
When you're in a difficult situation and someone understands your perspective, it's important to thank them. You can say, "Thank you for understanding. It means a lot to me." This not only acknowledges their empathy, but also reinforces the connection between you.
I've had moments where people were really understanding in tough times, and I always say, "Thanks for your understanding. I appreciate it." It's a great way to recognize that they put in the effort to see things from your point of view and didn't judge too quickly.
Being late can be frustrating for the person waiting, so it's crucial to apologize properly. You can say, "I'm really sorry for being late. I didn't mean to keep you waiting." This shows that you respect their time and didn't take their patience for granted.
I think we've all been late at some point, right? I usually say, "I apologize for being late. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again." It reassures the other person that you acknowledge the inconvenience you caused and will work to be more punctual in the future.
When someone goes out of their way to be generous, whether with their time, effort, or resources, it's important to thank them. You can say, "Thank you so much for your generosity. I really appreciate it." This shows that you recognize their kindness and value their effort.
Generosity is something I never take lightly, Jennifer. I always say, "Thanks for being so generous. It means a lot to me." Whether it's a big favor or something small, it's important to acknowledge that the person didn't have to go out of their way, but they chose to anyway.
Making a mistake at work can feel overwhelming, but owning up to it is key. You can say, "I'm sorry for the mistake. I'll work on fixing it right away." This shows that you're taking responsibility and are committed to finding a solution.
In a professional setting, mistakes happen. I usually say, "I apologize for the error. I'll make sure to correct it and ensure it doesn't happen again." It's important to not just apologize, but to offer a plan to fix the mistake, which helps rebuild trust in your professionalism.
Feedback, whether positive or constructive, helps us grow. It's always good to say, "Thank you for your feedback. It's really helpful." This shows that you value their input and are open to learning and improving from their suggestions.
I've found that feedback is one of the most valuable tools for growth. I usually say, "Thanks for taking the time to give me feedback. I appreciate it." It's important to let the other person know that their effort to help you improve is appreciated and that you're taking it seriously.
Misunderstandings can lead to unnecessary tension, so when they happen, it's important to apologize. You can say, "I'm sorry for misunderstanding what you meant. Can you clarify it for me?" This approach shows that you're taking responsibility and genuinely want to resolve the confusion.
I've definitely been in situations where I misunderstood someone, and I'd say, I apologize for not grasping your point correctly. I appreciate your patience while I get it. This conveys my commitment to understanding and reinforces that I value the other person's perspective.
Everyone's time is valuable, so when someone spends their time helping you or talking with you, it's good to acknowledge that. You can say, "Thank you for taking the time to help me. I really appreciate it." This expresses gratitude and acknowledges their effort.
Absolutely, Jennifer. I often say, thanks for your time. It means a lot to me. Recognizing someone's time commitment not only shows appreciation, but also fosters goodwill in your relationship, making it more likely they'll be willing to help again in the future.
In group situations, it's easy to misstep and affect others. In such cases, you can say, "I'm sorry for my part in the confusion. I should have communicated better." This acknowledges your role and shows your willingness to improve the group dynamic.
I remember a time when I spoke out of turn in a meeting. I quickly said, I apologize for interrupting the flow. I'll be more mindful next time. It's important to address your actions and promise to do better, which helps maintain a positive group atmosphere.
When you're going through a tough time, having someone support you can be invaluable. A heartfelt "Thank you for your support. I couldn't have made it through without you" really conveys your appreciation and the significance of their presence during difficult times.
I can relate to that. I always express my gratitude by saying, thanks for being there for me. Your support made all the difference. It's essential to let the other person know that their support truly helped you navigate a challenging period in your life.
Sometimes we say things that might come off as inappropriate or hurtful. When that happens, it's essential to apologize genuinely. You could say, "I'm really sorry for what I said. It was inappropriate, and I didn't mean to hurt you." This shows that you recognize the impact of your words.
I've had moments like that too, Jennifer. I would usually say, I apologize for my inappropriate comment. I should have been more considerate. Acknowledging your mistake helps to mend any hurt feelings and demonstrates a willingness to improve in the future.
When there's a delay and someone remains understanding, it's important to thank them. You can say, "Thank you for your understanding during the delay. I appreciate your patience." This acknowledges that their willingness to wait was helpful and valued.
I always make sure to express my gratitude when someone is understanding during delays. I'd say, thanks for your patience while I sorted things out. It really helped me. Recognizing their understanding reinforces the bond and shows you appreciate their support in a stressful situation.
Life happens, and sometimes plans need to be canceled. In these situations, you can say, "I'm really sorry for canceling our plans. Something came up that I couldn't avoid." This acknowledges the inconvenience you may have caused and shows that you value the other person's time.
I've been in that situation before too, and I usually say, I apologize for canceling. I know you were looking forward to it. Let's reschedule soon. This demonstrates that you recognize their disappointment and are willing to make amends by planning a new meeting.
Kindness can often brighten someone's day, so it's important to recognize it. You can say, "Thank you for your kindness. It really made my day better." This not only acknowledges their effort, but also encourages more kindness in the future.
I completely agree, Jennifer. I usually express my gratitude by saying, thanks for your kindness. It truly made a difference for me. Acknowledging acts of kindness helps create a positive atmosphere and encourages others to continue being thoughtful and generous.
When you miss a call or message, a simple apology can go a long way. You can say, "I'm sorry for missing your call. I was caught up with something and couldn't respond right away." This shows that you respect their effort to reach out and value the communication.
I can relate to that. I often say, I apologize for not getting back to you sooner. I appreciate your patience. This reinforces that you acknowledge the delay and are committed to maintaining open lines of communication.
In discussions, everyone's input is valuable, so when someone contributes, it's good to acknowledge that. You can say, "Thank you for your insights. They really added depth to our conversation." This shows that you value their perspective and contributions.
I always make sure to thank people for their input too. I often say, "Thanks for sharing your thoughts. They really helped clarify things." It's crucial to recognize that every voice matters in a conversation, and acknowledging contributions encourages more engagement in the future.
Being late can be frustrating for everyone involved, so it's essential to apologize when it happens. You might say, "I'm really sorry for being late. I appreciate your understanding." This acknowledges that your tardiness affected the other person's time.
I totally understand. I usually say, "I apologize for the delay. I lost track of time. Thank you for waiting for me." This demonstrates that you recognize the inconvenience and are grateful for their patience, making it easier to move forward.
When someone shares their knowledge with you, it's important to acknowledge it. You can say, "Thank you for sharing your expertise. I learned so much from you." This shows that you value what they brought to the table.
I agree. I often express my gratitude by saying, "Thanks for taking the time to explain that to me. It really helped me understand better." Recognizing someone's effort in sharing their knowledge encourages them to continue being helpful in the future.
Work environments can be stressful, and mistakes happen. When they do, you can say, "I'm sorry for my mistake. I'll make sure to correct it as soon as possible." This approach shows accountability and a commitment to rectify the situation.
I've had my share of workplace errors too. I usually say, "I apologize for the oversight. I'll take the necessary steps to fix it right away." Acknowledging the mistake and proposing a solution fosters trust and shows your dedication to your work.
Feedback is crucial for growth, so when someone takes the time to give you constructive criticism, it's important to thank them. You can say, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll use it to improve." This shows you value their input and are open to growth.
I always make it a point to acknowledge feedback. I'd say, "Thanks for your insights. They really helped me see things from a different perspective." Appreciating feedback not only shows respect, but also encourages an open dialogue.
When you promise to do something and don't follow through, it's essential to apologize. You might say, "I'm really sorry for not following through on my promise. I should have communicated better." This demonstrates accountability and a desire to improve.
I've been in that situation before. I usually say, "I apologize for not being able to deliver. I appreciate your understanding." Acknowledging the oversight helps to maintain trust and shows that you are committed to making things right in the future.
Encouragement can be incredibly uplifting, so when someone boosts your spirits, it's important to thank them. You can say, "Thank you for your encouragement. It really helped me keep going." This acknowledges the positive impact of their words.
I completely resonate with that. I often express my gratitude by saying, "Thanks for being such a great support. Your encouragement meant a lot to me." Recognizing their role in your motivation fosters a supportive relationship.
Active listening is key in communication, so when you realize you weren't fully present, it's important to apologize. You could say, "I'm sorry for not listening. I value what you have to say and will focus more." This shows respect for their thoughts.
I can relate. I usually say, "I apologize for not paying attention. I appreciate your patience as I catch up." This acknowledges the mistake and conveys your commitment to being more attentive in the future.
When someone does you a favor, it's essential to express gratitude. You can say, "Thank you for helping me out. I really appreciate it." This acknowledges their effort and reinforces your appreciation.
I always emphasize gratitude when someone helps me. I'd say, "Thanks for doing that for me." It truly means a lot. Recognizing favors strengthens your relationships and encourages a culture of helping each other.
When you break a promise, it's vital to acknowledge it sincerely. You might say, I'm sorry for breaking my promise. I'll make sure to do better next time. This shows you understand the weight of your words and your commitment to improvement.
I've faced similar situations. I usually say, I apologize for not keeping my word. I appreciate your understanding and will work to regain your trust. Acknowledging the breach of trust is essential in maintaining strong relationships.
Trust is a cornerstone of any relationship, so when someone shows you trust, it's essential to thank them. You could say, "Thank you for trusting me." I won't let you down. This acknowledges their faith in you and reinforces your commitment.
I often express my gratitude by saying, thanks for believing in me. It really motivates me to do my best. Recognizing someone's trust fosters deeper connections and encourages mutual respect.
Sometimes we might overreact in situations, and acknowledging that is important. You can say, "I'm sorry for overreacting. I let my emotions get the best of me." This shows that you recognize your feelings and are willing to be more composed in the future.
I've done that too. I usually say, I apologize for my reaction. I appreciate your patience while I calm down. Acknowledging an overreaction demonstrates self-awareness and can help mend any discomfort caused.
Patience is a virtue, especially in challenging situations. When someone shows you patience, it's crucial to thank them. You might say, "Thank you for your patience. It really helped me through a tough time." This acknowledges their understanding and support.
I agree. I often express my gratitude by saying, thanks for being patient with me. I really appreciate it. Recognizing someone's patience not only strengthens your bond, but also encourages a supportive environment.
Miscommunication can lead to misunderstandings, so it's important to apologize when it happens. You could say, "I'm sorry for the confusion. I didn't communicate clearly." This shows that you take responsibility for the misunderstanding.
Exactly. I usually say, I apologize for not being clear in my message. I appreciate your understanding as we sort this out. Acknowledging miscommunication helps rebuild clarity and trust.
Gifts are gestures of kindness, so it's essential to express gratitude. You can say, "Thank you for the thoughtful gift. It means a lot to me." This acknowledges the effort and thought behind their gesture.
I always emphasize the importance of gratitude with gifts. I'd say, thanks for the wonderful gift. I truly appreciate your thoughtfulness. Recognizing their kindness strengthens your relationship.
Ignoring someone can hurt feelings, so if it happens, it's important to apologize. You might say, "I'm sorry for not paying attention. I value our conversation." This shows that you care about their feelings and want to improve.
I've faced that too. I usually say, I apologize for not engaging. I appreciate your patience while I focus more on our discussions. Acknowledging this helps mend any discomfort caused.
Support from friends and family is invaluable, so when they're there for you, it's essential to thank them. You can say, "Thank you for your support. It made a difference in my life." This acknowledges their impact on your journey.
I resonate with that. I often express my gratitude by saying, thanks for always having my back. It means the world to me. Recognizing their support strengthens your connection and fosters loyalty.
In our fast-paced world, delays can happen. When you finally respond, it's good to acknowledge the wait. You could say, "I'm sorry for my late response. Thank you for your patience." This shows you recognize their time is valuable.
I've been in that situation too. I usually say, I apologize for the delay. I appreciate your understanding as I catch up. Acknowledging a delayed response shows respect for their time.
When someone offers valuable insight, it's crucial to express gratitude. You can say, "Thank you for your insight. It helped clarify things for me." This acknowledges their contribution and encourages further discussion.
I totally agree. I often express my gratitude by saying, thanks for sharing your thoughts. They really opened my eyes to new perspectives. Recognizing someone's insights fosters a collaborative spirit.
Distractions can happen, especially in busy environments. When you realize you weren't focused, it's important to apologize. You might say, "I'm sorry for being distracted." I appreciate your patience. This shows you value their input.
I understand that feeling. I usually say, "I apologize for not being present." I'll do my best to focus on our conversation. Acknowledging distractions helps to improve future interactions.
Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, so it's essential to thank someone for spending theirs with you. You can say, "Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I really appreciate it." This acknowledges their effort to connect.
I often express my gratitude by saying, "Thanks for making time for me." It really means a lot. Recognizing their effort to prioritize you strengthens your relationship.
Interrupting someone can be frustrating, so it's vital to apologize when it happens. You might say, "I'm sorry for interrupting. I didn't mean to cut you off." This shows that you respect their point of view.
I've done that before too. I usually say, "I apologize for jumping in. I appreciate your patience while I listen to your thoughts." Acknowledging interruptions promotes better communication.
Recommendations can lead to great opportunities, so it's important to thank someone for theirs. You could say, "Thank you for recommending that book. I really enjoyed it." This acknowledges their effort in sharing valuable insights. I completely agree. I often express my gratitude by saying, "Thanks for the recommendation. It was exactly what I needed." Recognizing their suggestions strengthens connections and encourages sharing. When you have too much on your plate and can't follow through, it's essential to apologize. You might say, "I'm sorry for overscheduling. I should have communicated better." This shows accountability and a desire to improve.
I've faced similar situations. I usually say, "I apologize for not managing my time well. I appreciate your understanding." Acknowledging overscheduling helps maintain trust in your relationships.
When someone does you a favor, it's vital to express your gratitude. You can say, "Thank you for helping me out. I really appreciate it." This acknowledgement shows that you value their willingness to assist you.
I completely agree. I usually say, "Thanks for being there for me. Your help made a huge difference." Recognizing their effort fosters a sense of community and encourages them to help in the future.
Everyone makes mistakes, and owning up to them is essential. You might say, "I'm sorry for my mistake. I'll do my best to correct it." This shows accountability and a willingness to improve.
Exactly. I often say, "I apologize for my error. I appreciate your understanding as I fix it." Acknowledging your mistakes builds trust and encourages open communication.
Thanks for joining us today as we explored the importance of how to apologize and give thanks in English. These everyday expressions help strengthen our relationships and improve our communication.
Absolutely. Remember, practicing these phrases can make a significant difference in your interactions. We hope you found this episode helpful and that you'll feel more confident using these expressions in your daily life.
Don't forget to subscribe and join us for our next episode, where we'll dive into another topic to enhance your English skills.
See you next time. Happy learning.